Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
Welcome, friends, to our weird world, where myths breathe, shadows whisper, and forgotten legends ride the wind. Tonight, we turn our gaze to the misty highlands of Scotland, where still waters run deep, and sometimes they run with secrets. Settle in, stoke the fire, and hold your breath, because this tale may just follow you home. They call it Loch Dùthchas, the Lake of Ancestry, a remote brooding loch in the shadow of the Cairngorms mountains. Its waters black as ink, always colder than they should be, even in midsummer. Locals whisper that the loch never gives up what it takes. Generations ago, a shepherd named Ewan McCrae lived in the southern edge of the loch. He was a quiet man, more comfortable with sheep than people, but what he lacked in conversation he made up for in sharp observation. Ewan had seen things. He'd seen the mist rise when the air was still. He heard the cries of lost souls when there was no wind to carry them. But the strangest tale he ever told before he stopped talking altogether was about a horse, a black stallion. It stood alone by the loch one morning as the fog rolled thick across the land. No rider, no bridle, just standing there, elegant and still, like it was waiting for something, or someone. The animal didn't belong to any of the neighboring crofters. It was too clean, too perfect, like it had stepped from a dream, or a nightmare. Ewan said it watched him, not with curiosity, not with fear, but with intention. That night, the sheep wouldn't go near the water. They bleated and pulled back, digging their hooves into the soft peat. The next morning, one was missing. Then came the boy. They never remembered his name, just that he was young, maybe 10, with hair like fire and a curious spirit. He lived in the next village over, where they warned children to stay away from Loch Dùthchas. But warnings are like smoke. The wind blows and they disappear. He came alone, whistling a tune older than the hills. That's when he saw it, the same black horse grazing near the loch. He called to it. It didn't run. Instead, it lifted his head and trotted over to him like an old friend. The boy climbed onto its back, giggling, kicking his heels, and then the horse moved. It charged toward the water, faster than anything should have moved on marshy land. The boy tried to jump, tried to scream, but he was stuck, glued to the saddleless back by some invisible force. They say he vanished beneath the loch's glassy surface. No splash, and no true struggle. Just silence. Later, his mother found its hoofprints leading right into the loch with no signs of slowing. But they didn't return. Years passed. The boy was mourned. The loch was feared. But then it happened again. This time it wasn't a child, but a traveler, a man from Glasgow, full of talk and drink, laughing at the wee fairy stories of the north. He'd boasted that he'd camp by the loch and ride the devil's horse if it came for him. They found his camp the next day, the tent torn, the fire put out. His boots were still there, dry and untouched, but the earth near the loch was wet, freshly churned as though something heavy had stomped through. No body, just a wide, dark smear leading into the water. The Kelpie, they say, is no mere ghost or creature. It's a shapeshifter born from water and shadows. Cursed or created, no one can agree. Most often it appears as a horse, black as coal and shining with lake mist. Sometimes it appears as a man, tall, pale, and beautiful, with dark hair, always dripping wet, and eyes that shimmer like still water. But no matter the form, the intent is the same. Lure, trap, and drag down. The Kelpie doesn't kill for hunger. It kills because it can. Long ago, something was done to it, something unforgiven, and now it waits in silence beneath loch and legend. Some say it guards a treasure at the bottom of the loch. Others claim it seeks vengeance. A few whisper it's a test, a lesson for those too proud, too curious, and too willing to ride what they don't understand. Today, they've built walking trails near Loch Dùthchas, and tourists now throw stones into the dark waters, laughing as they watch the ripples fade. But some nights, when the wind carries just right, you'll hear hooves on the far side of the loch. No road, no path, just marsh and mist there. Locals don't look. They don't go near the edge. And the smart ones, they never ride the horse. As our fire dies down and the shadows grow long, remember, Not all legends are born from imagination. Some are warnings, whispered through time and carried on the backs of those who vanished. The Kelpie waits, and just beneath the surface, it's beautiful, deadly, and eternal. So next time you find yourself walking along a quiet shoreline and see a black horse grazing where it shouldn't be, don't approach it, don't touch it, and above all, never, ever ride. Thanks for joining us on Our Weird World. If this tale stirred something in you, a chill, a question, or a memory, please share, like, and subscribe to our channel. Your support keeps the myths thick and the legends alive. So until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and beware what watches from the water.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.